The mainstream media taking aim at Donald Trump. The Boston Globe publishing this mock cover in its ideas section yesterday. The imaginary April 2017 cover includes headlines like "Deportations to begin" and "Markets sink as trade war looms." It also includes more humorous story summaries like this, quote, "NASA engineers halted the launch of an unmanned probe amid fears that its new gold leaf trim would interfere with radio communications." The paper explained the satirical cover in an editorial titled, "The GOP Must Stop Trump." It says, quote, "It is an exercise in taking a man at his word. It requires an opposition as focused on denying Trump the White House as the candidate is flippant and reckless about securing it." Donald Trump responding to the Globe.
How about that stupid Boston Globe? It's worthless, sold for $1. Did you see that story? The whole front page, they made up a story that they pretended Trump is the president. And they made up the whole front page is a make-believe story, which is really no different from the whole paper for the whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is made up.
Congressman, that was Trump's reaction. What's your reaction to this?
Yeah, first of all, it was biased, it was terrible, and Donald Trump must love it. This just proves his point that the mainstream media is against him. They'll do anything. They'll violate all the rules of journalism. They put the editorial page, and they make that the front page of their paper. So this is a gift to Donald Trump. I mean, it does show the bias of the underlying bias of the media against him, but it's done in such a ham-handed, dopey way that it just plays right into Trump's strength.
Right. So while the actual parody wasn't on the front page, what they did put on the front page was that editorial Kennedy titled "The GOP Must Stop Trump."
Yeah, no, this was not on the front page. I actually don't have a huge problem with it. I think that a newspaper's editorial board wants to get creative. That's absolutely fine. And I just fantasize, what is a paper going to look like when Hillary Clinton is president? Because that could be equally.
But you'll never see that, will you, Harris? Because they wouldn't dare.
You mean whether or not she'll become president, or whether or not they'll do a mock cover
a parody of what a year from now looks like under Hillary Clinton as president?
I agree with Kennedy on this. It's editorial. Every newspaper has an editorial batch within its pages, so I don't think it really matters. I have not seen them pick on, as you're suggesting, candidate to the left the way that they seem to pick on candidates to the right. So to answer your question directly, my big thing with this, though, Congressman, is I agree with you, too. I think it helps Donald Trump. I mean, you spear the ones you fear. You spear the ones you fear. So it looks like maybe they're worried about a Donald Trump.
Editorials are editorials. When you see that, that's shown all over the country. It looks like page one of the paper. To go to that effort this early in the campaign does show the bias. But no, this helps Trump. This is exactly what he's been saying. They're against him, and the liberal media is against him, and they do it in such a heavy-handed way that it's phrased right to his strength.
By the way, the subtitle, Andrea, underneath "Deportations to Begin" in the paper was "President Trump calls for tripling of ICE forces. Riots continue."
Yeah, riots continue. I think a lot of his supporters would probably like that front page. But Congressman King, right here in New York, the New York Daily News has let its editorial page, a paper I used to write for, they have that editorial page for a reason. It's become the front page. They've gone after Trump in a way that's just been disgraceful.
It really has. I know reporters who are not Trump fans who are offended by it. They're embarrassed by what the Daily News has become. Yeah.
All right.
They're trying to sell papers, and so we talk about it.
Good to get your reaction to that. All right, thank you.